Hi, I'm James Schilling-Law, and I'm here today with a familiar face, Vicky Freed, who's Senior Vice President, Sales, Trade Support, and Service for Royal Caribbean International. And we talked to Vicky a lot about a lot of different things. And this time, as always, a brand new upcoming product from Royal Caribbean, Perfect Day Mexico. And we're going to talk about that and more on Insider Travel Report.
I did in I think 2019 an interview at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So
We
you're
did.
right to hang around till 2027 and be there at Perfect Day Mexico.
Well, let's make a date. That's what we'll do. All right. Now, just explain to our viewers, and we've written about it already. The news is out, but what is Perfect Day Mexico?
Well, it's everything that we have at Perfect Day at Coco Cay plus more, because it is a much larger footprint. It is 200 acres, of which half of it is actually going to be used for just pure environmental efforts so that we can maintain the beauty and the importance of the environment. But we still have a lot of space available to make everything a wow, as we do in typical Royal Caribbean fashion. So we'll have the thrill, the chill. We'll have many, many more features in terms of the water park. And then we have some new surprises that we have not yet announced that will be announced in the next couple of years.
Okay, that's fantastic. So pretty much, and it's going to be located, I believe, sort of south of Cozumel, the island of Cozumel. Is it on an island actually or not?
Costa Maya. So many of our travel partners are
Oh, I
familiar
know
with
Costa Maya. Yeah.
Costa Maya, and so there's 4 docks there, and we will be developing Perfect Day right there on the island, and so it's just a perfect location. There are 4 docks, so we plan on using as many as we can, but it is open to other cruise lines. Not Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Perfect Day at Mexico, but definitely Costa Maya is open to other cruise lines.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get used to that saying "Perfect Day Mexico" instead of "Coco Cay." After a while, it's gonna we're so used to saying you really everyone knows what "Perfect Day Coco Cay" is. Now, so you'll as you said, you're gonna have the same chills, thrill rides, water parks, everything like that at this new venue too, right?
Yes, we're going to have all of the guest features that are, the most popular. So we'll have the thrill, the chill. We'll have definitely a lot of the water activities that we already have. We will have cabanas, and we'll have even some new features.
Now, what will be maybe different for Perfect Day? How will it reflect Mexico, and how are you working with the local community to really make sure that it does reflect Mexico?
That's the whole point. We want to work with the local community because, the warmth and the beauty of the Mexican people, and plus the spirit and the colors and the music and the food, all of that just works so beautifully together. And, Mexico is one of the most popular destinations for North Americans. And so we feel that, if you combine the Mexican flavor and bring it into Perfect Day Mexico, which is on the Caribbean side of Mexico, it's going to just be a win-win. We're also going to employ a lot of local employees, and so we're going to have about 2,000 people who will eventually work on the Perfect Day Mexico experience, and then we'll have about 1,000 people helping to build it out. So it's great for the employment there in Mexico.
Now, what ships and what itineraries will be doing this? I mean, have you already made a decision? I know it's already several years out, but you guys deploy it very early, so or at least you give your itineraries out very early. So, what do you what vessels are we talking about here, and what home ports will there be?
Well, that's the beauty of Perfect Day Mexico, is that it does unlock many of the home ports that we can't get to right now, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So, for example, the Gulf, from Galveston.
Right.
James, we built a brand new state-of-the-art terminal. We've been upsizing our ships there. And we feel that that's perfect opportunity for people to sail from Galveston and experience Perfect Day Mexico. So that's going to be brand new for the people out of Texas that are cruising with us. And so we have short cruises, we have long cruises out of Galveston. So it's going to work beautifully because you will be able to do it on a short cruise, a 4-night cruise, as well as a 7-night cruise. And then it also unlocks many other opportunities in the state of Florida.
Right.
So Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades, and Miami. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to visit Perfect Day Mexico.
So all of those could make it down there and experience that. And I was kind of trying to put it all together and said, could you see a day when you're going on a cruise that's going to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, then go to Perfect Day at Mexico, then maybe go to Royal Beach Club, and just combine them all, right?
Listen, you know us at Royal Caribbean, we dream big. And we, of course, have been talking about how do we incorporate the best of everything perfect. And we will do our best to show our guests and really our travel advisors, clients, the best experience of being on a perfect vacation.
Now, are you going to, will the biggest of your ships, obviously the icon of the seas and your new ship coming out, Star of the Seas? I got to get that right. Would they visit Perfect Day in Mexico?
Plan on it. We plan on having as many ships as possible visit Perfect Day Mexico.
That's great. I know. So now, how should travel advisors? I mean, some of them are already looking at 27 for their clients. How should they be selling this experience to their clients? They've known about Perfect Day at Coco Cay, but now we have Perfect Day Mexico.
Well, I think anybody who's ever been to Perfect Day at Coco Cay will want to see and experience Perfect Day Mexico because they will want to see what's the next Perfect Day experience is all about. So it's easy to go after the repeat guests. And then, when you really think about consumers today and what do they want in a vacation, while our ships are amazing and they certainly are innovative and really truly one of a kind experiences, destination also plays a very big role in the consumer's selection of a vacation. So the fact that they can have this private island experience, which is something that a lot of consumers do want. In fact, if you look at the statistics today, when it comes to guest satisfaction, Perfect Day at Coco Cay is our #1 rated destination. Now, we almost 400 different ports around the world. And the fact that this is our #1 destination can tell you that this one's going to be a hard one to beat, but we think with Perfect Day Mexico, we will be #1 and 2 there.
And before that happens, you got this other one, Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island coming up, right?
And that's going to open next year in 2025. And that's going to be a nice experience, especially for people who've been to Nassau many times. And they've said, well, I've seen it all. I've been to Atlantis. I've been, down the main street. And, what else is there to do in Nassau? This is going to give people a brand new experience with our beach experience.
No, that's fantastic. And that is a beautiful beach there as well. And I'm sure the Perfect Day Mexico is going to have a great beach as well. And tons of pools and tons of bars and tons like that. And maybe some Mexican food?
Of course, Mexican. There's some quesadillas, some tacos, all kinds of delicious food. And who doesn't love Mexican food? I certainly do.
Yeah. Now, where can travel advisors go now to find out a little more about? And I know you're going to be revealing more details over time, but where can they go now to find out more about Perfect Day Mexico?
They can certainly go to loyaltyyoualways.com, which is our trade site. And then we're going to continue as we deploy new materials. We're going to continue to talk about the experience. And in fact, this week, our brand new travel advisor guide has just been released. I got a copy today. So we're going to have lots of material available and stay tuned because on Coffee Talks, we'll be talking about it. And then as we get closer to it really being finished, we'll make sure to share it with our travel advisors.
That's great. Fantastic. Anything else you want to say about Perfect Day Mexico?
It's going to be a perfect day. It's going to be a perfect experience and a perfect vacation. So travel partners, if you want to send your clients on the most perfect vacation, think about Royal Caribbean. We oftentimes get pegged in being in the cruise industry. And certainly we cruise ships, but at the end of the day, Royal Caribbean has decided that we are really more in the vacation industry. And if we can get travel advisors to think about that Royal Caribbean's a vacation company, not just a cruise line, because oftentimes you'll get clients who have never taken a cruise before, and they will say, I want to go somewhere where it's sun, fun. And if you qualify those clients and you ask them good questions like, well, what else is important to you on a vacation? Are you interested in great dining? And if the clients say, yes, of course, I want great dining. Are you interested in entertainment? Yes, of course. By the time you ask all those right questions, you'll be able to introduce cruising to them. And that was one of the reasons why we put cruises on new ships on short cruises.
Yeah.
So like the Seas is a perfect introduction to new to cruise, right? It's not a lot of time, not a lot of money, but it gives somebody who's never been on a cruise, it's the on-ramp, so to speak, to people to be introduced to cruising. And once they go on a brand new ship on a short cruise market, they are hooked. And that's what we want. We want travelers to come back time and time again to their travel advisor.
Absolutely. Well, Vicki, I want to thank you for taking the time to explain Perfect Day Mexico. We're looking forward to it. And again, you and I have a date in 2027 to be there and do it. We go off in person. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be doing interviews with you before that, but that's well, let's and then we can look back at this video and say we talked about it back then.
Absolutely. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Great to see you, Vicki.
Gracias.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.